They labeled me with anxiety, slight depression, and PTSD. However, because of my faith and belief system in Yahuwah and Yeshua, I really try my hardest to not claim it or use those words. And I usually find comfort in knowing that I'm not the only person that has had somebody tell them that they might have these elements, or just they feel like it themselves. So I take great comfort in knowing that whether people want to admit it or believe it or not, of being in this predicament, I'm not by myself. People can fake the funk all they want, but at the end of the day, I choose not to do that. And so I'm sure that the PTSD started long before I joined the military, and just the things that I went through while I was in the military just added on. So it's just piled on top of piled on drama or trauma. Now, usually how I handle these things is it never happened. That's why I tell myself it didn't happen. I ignore it and I keep it pushing. Just keep moving. Somebody did me dirty. Somebody violated me in a way. It ain't happened. Whatever. Keep it pushing. Next, what's the next move? But I've been in a position now for a year to actually feel safe and breathe and take more attention to my levels of trauma and my levels of anxiety and my levels of depression. And I've been getting better. Whenever I'm walking, I try not to have my phone, in my hand all the time. I really, really love nature. I love seeing beautiful things, and nature is beautiful. I love seeing the clouds in their different ways. I love seeing the trees, the animals. Like, sometimes when I be walking, I be real live laughing, like cracking up at seeing what animals do, or I'm paying so much attention that I see things that I probably wouldn't have seen before. And that is one of the benefits of walking, because if you do take your time, you'll be able to enjoy what's going on and notice what's going on. Now, I'm not gonna lie though, I'm gonna say not sometimes purposely. Let me be real honest. Sometimes purposely I attempt to deflect from my outer appearance, because to some people I might seem pretty, beautiful. I've been told that I'm pretty or beautiful or fine. I've been told that my teeth are so white and my smile is so perfect. Have I ever had braces? And before, I couldn't take a compliment, but through therapy I learned how when people say things like that, just say thank you. But in my mind, I'm looking like, okay, and I'm pretty, and my teeth are nice, and like, to me, it was so superficial, and I'm such a deep person. I don't really like superficial things. so I'll, dress in sweats. I'm always like conservatively dressed. I really don't like to show too much skin. Like I'll have my arms out. This whole summer I had 2 pair of shorts, and I barely wore them, to the point I just gave them to my daughter. I still wear sweatpants, long pants, windbreakers, and tennis shoes. I was still married for a majority of last year, so I kept my head covered, just to distract, But on that head covering thing, I started covering my head before it had anything to do with a man. I started covering my head because I don't know all the way the gifts that God has given me, but I have an insight to what I believe some of them are. And I used to dabble in witchcraft with the tarot cards, and through that I learned that I am in tune with God, and he'd be telling me things that I wouldn't have no other way of knowing. And so that's on like a prophetic side. And because of my nature, I guess my light, whenever I'm out in public, I'd cover, because I just never knew what God would throw my way. I never knew if God was gonna have me speak to somebody and tell them something out of the blue, or that I would just be casually talking to a person, and then next thing you know, all this stuff is coming out my mouth. And so maybe if I was looking too pretty or too glammed up, or just not like as modest could go, that they wouldn't take me serious. But after I did divorce, I started wearing my hair out more in any style, and then that's pretty much it. I've worn like this dress that I have on before out in public, but I also was covered. I had my head covering. It was a really long one. It went down my back, so maybe that kind of deflected. Before I left the house, I was a little stressed out about the internet and like these apps, and like if you don't pay attention to every email you have and apps that you might have signed up for, as soon as you put a card on the Apple Pay, man, when they get the chance, they take your dough. And I'm just so sick of people taking my dough. And this is how they get you. It won't be no big fees like $29.99, $10.99 even. Sometimes a $10 could go, under the radar. They get you with the 99 cent, the $1.99. And so, yeah, these past couple of months, I've been checking my bank account on the regular, just seeing how much I got in it, to where I know it down to the penny. And I noticed that $1.99 was missing, and $1.99 came from Apple Pay. And I'm like, oh, now I'm trying to figure out who did it, why, which and where, and I still don't know. So I'm gonna dispute the charge once it finally posts. But yeah, so it really got on my nerves. It got on my nerves so bad I had to do my deep breathing. And for those who think that don't work, it works. I don't know really why or how, but it does, because it makes me more aware. Like, okay, yeah, your heart is racing. Yeah, you are experiencing some anxiety right now. Yeah. So I don't know if it was for being lied to, feeling like I'm being used, and yeah, it happened. But anyways, so what led me to even want to speak was, like, I think because today's my first day that I've walked outside with my hair out and had on a pretty dress, and I am in a really busy area. It's a suburb, but it's connected to a bigger city. And it's by a major highway, and they usually they're known for being a spot to go to for holidays or whatever. So it's, it's like hundreds of cars passing by me, and I really try my hardest to just be minding my own business, but I can't help in my mind but think like I'm on display, like I'm in this movie scene. And then, to be honest, I'm not wrong for that, because when you are in a car, when you're driving by, sometimes you notice people. Sometimes you'll notice if they look unkept or kept, or whatever. Sometimes maybe they blend in and you just don't notice them. But it's like, not every car, but I could feel certain cars, certain trucks, and even just when I look, then I'm saying, okay, yeah, they looking at me. What are they thinking? Which is none of my business, and I don't care about that. But it's just the fact that I don't want the attention like that, And I didn't dress like this today for attention. I dressed like this today because it's comfortable. I didn't have to put on pants and a shirt. I just put on a t-shirt and a long dress. It goes all the way down to my feet. And I'm so, hood and ghetto. Look at the socks. And I got on my daughter's dirty old, those Crocs. And ain't no cleavage. You can't see it. I'm buttoned up. All is out is my arms. But I'm okay. I just breathe through it, and then I laugh at it, because I'm like, you know what? Even if these people are looking at me and judging me or thinking this or thinking that, they got their own problems. Everybody got their own problems. They do. So I just laugh at it like, whatever. You can think that I'm seeking attention when I'm not, I'm not. I have been learning to be true to myself, be authentic to myself, to just be happy with myself, and to be all the way true. Whew. I wish I could just walk down the street and I didn't see any DMN cars, I be trying to visualize that. They're not there. They're not real. The only person here is you and God. You're laughing and you're talking to God, And then that's another thing too. I be thinking these folks probably think she crazy, because I don't care for real what people think. I'm just aware of it, but I don't really care. It don't make me feel any other type of way. I'm aware of it, and I think of all different angles. Their side, my side, another person's side. Why? No, the Lord made me this way. But it doesn't affect me in that way, because I always go back to what keeps me safe. And Yahuwah keeps me safe. God keeps me safe. I feel so safe with him. When he says that he'll never leave you or forsake you, it's the truth. You have to understand he's with you in spirit and in truth. So I feel his spirit as I'm walking. And I talk to him. And I, tell him how I'm feeling at the moment, or what I'm thinking about, or help me with this. And then, when I feel like I hear his replies, I smile to myself. I laugh to myself. And then again, like I said, looking at nature, when I see squirrels fighting or a groundhog walk past me, I giggle. And seeing the leaves fall and just the beauty and the colors, it makes me so happy. It really does. So anyways, this was a random impromptu. Slowly but surely, like I said, I'm gonna share pieces of me. But I'm a real multifaceted person. I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot, man. A lot. I've been through so much that it's like you could probably throw any any topic you wanted me, and there's probably no way that I can't say that I don't understand or I've never been there. And that says a lot, because almost anything can happen in this world, you know. But I dare you to try me and find one way that you could stump me. But I always believe that God allowed me to go through so much so that nobody could say that to me. Like, you don't get it, you don't understand. And I'd have to be like, pause. I get it. I understand. And then go down the numbers of all the different times that I've been through it. All right, let me go before I get bit by an ant. I got bit by an ant randomly yesterday on my arm. I ain't got time for that. I just got to get a few necessities from Dollar General. Take my behind back home, back to the safety of my doors. Until next time, peace.